Hello, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to the Morning Metaphysical Report. This report is for the week of
September 13th to the 21st.
Yes, welcome. My name is Lysander Xanthus. I'm a clairvoyant psychic, and this is Eliza, the Kitchen Witch. So we're going to be talking about the week's astrology, spiritual living tips, and the week reading of the week. All right.
I feel like I need to focus the camera.
Oh, yeah, probably.
So I'm going to go do that. Why don't you start telling us about the astrology?
All right. Well, the astrology is from 14th to 20th. Those will be the days I'm covering. There's a lot happening this week. I'm going to start with the new moon. So on Thursday the 17th is the new moon in Virgo. And new moons are a time of release. At least that's the way I like to use them. And this is a particularly good influence for seeing what chaos needs to go to allow your life to settle and for there to be more order and harmony. And that is a little bit of a theme this week. On Monday the 14th, the Sun and Pluto aspect, where it's bringing illumination to this intense shedding process we are experiencing, and for us to clearly see what needs to move to allow our needs to be met, what needs to leave our lives in order for there to be harmony and for things to go smoothly. Tuesday, Venus and Uranus aspect, where it's possible for our pride and our sense of identifying with our relationships, especially romantic ones, is not conducive to taking a look at what's really keeping us in a rut. And the Uranus is in retrograde, so it's very forceful, where the emphasis is on to change or to get left behind, unfortunately. But a lot of these aspects are very forceful. And then again, coming back to the 17th, where we have the new moon, Mercury and Jupiter are aspected, warning us that we may be too accommodating, and being too accommodating may get in the way of progress. So be really mindful of being too even-minded to understanding, in a sense. You need to make sure you are staying focused and focusing on what your needs are and what you need to move forward. On Friday, Mercury and Neptune aspect, this reviewing period we're going through concerning our deep subconscious and our shedding process, shedding deceptions in relationships. We are going to be seeing these things with a point of view where we either try to justify these deceptions that are coming up in our relationships, or to find grace about it and be able to release them. So all aspects have different ways they can fall on us, and that's really up to our own choices. Saturday, the Sun and Mars aspect, and this brings a critical gaze upon our motivations. We may resist this clarity, creating even more frustration for ourselves. Mars is in retrograde, and there's this sort of doubling back in the energy where we're very directly confronted with ourselves, though we may not realize it because it's on a very passionate, emotional, instinctive level. And then Sunday, Mercury and Pluto aspect, we might find ourselves trying to find a way to mentally make everything okay, or what other people doing okay, in the face of Pluto's continuous forced shedding. So again, trying to find our mental equilibrium or making excuses, we may be tempted to do that in the face of this very strong energy. And I'd like to remind everyone that we are in Pluto retrograde that'll last until the first week of October. And that's like a very forceful shedding energy. Saturn is still in retrograde, and that'll be until the end of this month. and Neptune is in retrograde, and that's bringing up a lot of deep things in our relationships. Uranus is in retrograde until through the rest of the year and beyond that. And that's really like bringing a revolutionary energy. And of course, we're seeing tremendous change on all levels. And so that is the astrology of the week. There's a lot going on. The best thing that you can do is to, again, remain present, to go with the current that you're being urged towards, to not maybe not try to force, what's the word I want, like justification, or to make things right, to just allow things to be, and to really focus on what it is you need in order to take care of yourself.
Sometimes people are just not healthy for you. Go ahead and take a deep breath. Accept that sometimes the relationships around you are not healthy, and be willing to let them go. That's part of this shedding period.
So I know there's a lot. It's a particularly fierce energy this week, but I know you can get through it.
Brand new Halloween mugs.
All right. So, would you like to discuss spiritual living tips, or shall I do the reading?
Spiritual living tips. Guess what, everybody? It's Halloween season. For most of you, at least here in the States, I don't know about the rest of the world, if you walk into your local grocery store, you're going to find pumpkins. We found pumpkins at our grocery store this morning, and I almost bought, like, all of them. Pumpkins, ladies and gentlemen, are one of the greatest abundance tools you could possibly have. Having them in your home is honestly enough to boost your abundance through the roof. But if you cook with them, do spells with them, meditate with them, I think it was last year we each got a pumpkin and we did like pumpkin yoga. Did like yoga with our pumpkins. Honestly, pumpkins are a godsend. They are super abundant. What makes them abundant is that when you cut them open, they are just so full of seeds, and seeds are the source of life in nature. So pumpkin seeds, eat them at great length. Keep pumpkins in your home. Have pumpkins on your walls, just the drawings. I highly, highly, highly encourage everyone to get some pumpkin energy into their homes over the next few weeks, especially with fall equinox coming around the corner. That energy is going to be boosted by the season, and you're going to get mass abundance. Doesn't even take any spell work or anything. Just have them. Having them is enough. All the pumpkins. That's the spiritual living tip of the week. Get out there and get some pumpkins. You don't have to wait for Halloween. You don't need to carve them into jack-o'-lanterns. You don't need to melt candles all up on them or in them or anything. No, just have them everywhere.
They're pretty great.
That's it. That's the spiritual living tip of the week.
Have pumpkins in your house.
Get yourself some pumpkins.
All right. Sounds good. We will be doing so soon enough.
Yes.
So,
mostly I'm just trying to plot out where all the pumpkins are going.
Next is our reading for the week, and we are going to be working with runes again.
We're doing the runes again. Good morning, everybody. There will be a Sunday morning coffee following this stream where we will talk in depth about the greatness of pumpkins. So be sure to join us for that. I'm going to show everybody the great book, the Book of Runes. All right. So Lysander's going to be doing a rune reading for everybody. These runes are for your week ahead, just giving you a little advice on what you can do to better your life in the week ahead.
All right, that's it.
We've got a lot of really extreme planetary energy happening.
That reminds me of a harpoon.
Just harpooning stuff now, huh? Oh yes, loud news. Here you are below. There's your page. I'm going to go show everybody this fancy rune you drew.
Alright, so we received one rune this week. This is a collective reading for all. And this rune is Lysander. Key terms are flow, water, that which conducts. The urge toward unconsciousness, toward the past and immersion in the flow of feeling, toward the mother, the womb's security, all this is inherent in this rune. Unseen powers are active here, creative and fertile powers of nature. The attributes of this rune are water, fluidity, the ebb and flow of tides and emotions, careers, and relationships. It fulfills our need to immerse ourselves in the experience of living without having to evaluate or understand. It speaks to the desire for comfort and the satisfaction of emotional needs, the lunar side of our nature. For while the sun strives for differentiation, the moon draws us toward unity and merging. This rune signals a time for cleansing, timely for a week with the new moon in it, for revaluing, reorganizing, realigning, which are also important parts or important concepts whenever a planet is in retrograde, and there are 5 currently. A rune of knowing and psychic power may call you to study spiritual matters in readiness for deep self-transformation. A rune of the self relating rightly to the self, it signifies what alchemists called the conjunctio, or sacred marriage, where bringing parts of the self together into one. So this is really calling you to, again, kind of flow with the current and tide of things, as well as to open yourself to releasing and cleansing yourself of those things that are keeping you from really coming together within yourself. And so that is the reading for the week ahead. All right. And this is our cat, Arashkadon.
This is one of our beautiful babies.
And that is the end of the Morning Metaphysical Report.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is that all we're doing today?
Yeah, that's all we usually do. Did you want to do something?
I was going to do some singing bowl.
Well, all right.
Let's do some singing bowl.
So just take a moment to be still and be present with yourself. And my wife will play the singing bowl.
I know she ran.
All right. So thank you as always for joining us. And thank you to our patrons who continue to support us. If you'd like to learn more about MMR or learn how to support us and gain access to exclusive content, visit our Patreon at patreon.com/morningmetaphysical.
And stick around. We're going to be back in just a few minutes with the morning coffee.
All right, be blessed. Take care. And I'll see you again soon.